Liverpool will provide answers to 5 crucial summer questions as Arne Slot's preseason begins amidst tragedy. As the Liverpool squad returns to preseason action under new head coach Arne Slot, the Reds face a summer like no other, where tactical innovation, squad reshuffling, and emotional healing must all coexist in the wake of the tragic death of Diogo Jota and his brother, André Silva. A preseason under a cloud of grief. Liverpool Football Club has always stood tall in the face of adversity. It has always united, always found strength in its community, always kept its head held high, even when the world collapses around it. But this summer is different. The tragic passing of Diogo Jota and his brother André Silva in a horrific car crash in Spain has left the club reeling. No footballer, coach, or supporter is prepared for such loss, the kind that rips the fabric of a team apart. And yet, in this moment of unimaginable pain, Liverpool's players have come together. In their grief, they've chosen to return. Not to forget, not to move on, but to honor. And so, the team is back at the AXA training center, the boots laced, the pitches mown, and the eyes, though still red from mourning, looking forward, because even in tragedy, the game goes on. This weekend, Liverpool will face Preston North End in their first preseason friendly. For many fans, it will offer a brief and much-needed distraction, a glimpse into a future still shaped by the immense shadow Jota has left behind. But even as Arne Slot's Liverpool era formally begins, it does so with humility, with tenderness, and with the heavy knowledge that this preseason is not just about formations or transfers. It is about healing, about purpose, about finding answers, both on the pitch and within themselves. The human context behind the football Slot's first preseason was never meant to be this. It was supposed to be about setting tactical foundations, bonding with players, and establishing new routines. Instead, it began with silence. With black armbands, with tears, Jota was more than just a forward. He was joy, he was intensity, he was family. To the dressing room, he was a brother. To the supporters, a tireless warrior. And to his manager, a player who could have defined a generation. His death, alongside that of his brother André, stunned the footballing world. Across Portugal, across Merseyside, across football's global community, candles were lit and tributes poured in. Slot, who hadn't even coached a match yet, found himself comforting players he had only just met. Preseason, then, is happening not in isolation, but in tandem with grief. The club has offered mental health support to players and staff, and the atmosphere at training has been somber. But within that, there is also resolve. Slot has made it clear, we carry Diogo with us this season. The 5 key questions of Liverpool's summer, despite the backdrop of mourning, football decisions still await. The summer window remains open. The tactics still need sharpening. The first match of the new Premier League season looms just weeks away. And so, as Slot embarks on his maiden campaign, here are 5 key questions Liverpool must answer during this preseason. What will Slot's tactical identity be at Liverpool? At Feyenoord, Arne Slot was known for high pressing, quick vertical passes, and fluid movement. His sides were aggressive, in and out of possession. But how does that translate to Liverpool, a club molded in Jurgen Klopp's image for nearly a decade? Early training footage suggests Slot is placing a heavy emphasis on positional discipline and compact pressing lines. The midfielders, particularly Dominic Szoboszlai and Alexis Mac Allister, are working closely with new arrival Florian Wirtz, indicating a potential shift toward a more centralized build-up. Expect to see experimentation in the upcoming friendlies. Will Slot opt for a 4-2-3-1 with Wirtz as a no-10? Or persist with the 4-3-3 familiar to this squad? His answers will begin to emerge at deep Dale. Can Florian Wirtz shine as the creative fulcrum? The marquee signing of the summer, Florian Wirtz, arrived from Bayer Leverkusen with considerable hype. At 21, he's already being billed as one of Europe's most creative talents. But where will Slot deploy him? Will he be an attacking midfielder behind a lone striker? Could he take up a false 9 role as he did occasionally under Xabi Alonso? Slot has praised Wirtz's technical intuition, a likely indication that he sees him as the connector between midfield and attack. His understanding with Darwin Nunez will be vital, and fans are eager to see him in action against Preston. In Jota's absence, Wirtz may be asked to carry more emotional and creative responsibility than expected. How will the midfield be balanced? Last season, Liverpool's midfield underwent an overhaul. Out went Henderson, Fabinho, and Milner. In came Szoboszlai, Mac Allister, Gravenberch, and Endo. With Wirtz now added, how does Slot shape this unit? There's no traditional holding midfielder with Fabinho's defensive instincts, so a double pivot of Endo and Mac Allister could become necessary, allowing Szoboszlai or Gravenberch to push forward. Alternatively, the club is still being linked with Monaco's Youssouf Fofana and Benfica's João Neves. If either were to arrive, it would signal a desire to reinforce defensive stability. For now, Slot must figure out how to get the best from a talented, yet still unbalanced, midfield core. Is defensive depth a major concern? The sale of Yoel Quansah came as a surprise to some. The young defender was seen as part of the club's future, but his exit has left a hole. With Ibrahima Konate in the final year of his deal and Joe Gomez's injury history, Liverpool are light in central defence. Virgil van Dijk at 33 remains immense, but needs careful rotation. Mark Guéhi, Crystal Palace, and Castello Luquiba, RB Leipzig, have both been linked, but no signing has been finalised. Time is ticking. Preseason will be used to test the likes of Sepp van den Berg and perhaps even shift Trent Alexander-Arnold into midfield again to allow Gomez more time at centre-back. What happens with Núñez and Diaz? Both Darwin Núñez and Luis Diaz have had speculation swirl around them this summer. Barcelona and Bayern Munich reportedly admire Diaz. Núñez, meanwhile, is seen as both a potential starter and a possible sale. Slot has spoken positively about both. They're dynamic, I like that, he said in his introductory press conference. The Preston game could give clues if Dyer starts. It may mean the club is leaning toward keeping him. If he is absent, questions will resurface. Cody Gakpo and Ben Doak are also in contention for more minutes, particularly in light of Jota's absence. The forward line is talented, but unsettled. Integrating the new arrivals beyond Wirtz, Liverpool has added Jeremy Frimpong and Milos Kerkez, two energetic fullbacks expected to compete with Trent Alexander-Arnold and Andy Robertson respectively. Slot is already familiar with Frimpong's attacking prowess, and Kerkez, just 20, is seen as a long-term option on the left. Slot's system may even favour wingbacks, something seen frequently at Feyenoord. The next few weeks will be crucial to see how quickly the new trio adapts. Chemistry matters, and so does attitude. With the entire team in mourning, Slot is placing high importance on character this summer. Slot's leadership in a time of crisis. This is not the start Arne Slot envisioned. But in adversity, leaders are forged. Slot has impressed many inside the club with his empathy. He reportedly met with every player individually following Jota's passing, allowing them space to grieve, to reflect, to open up. Football is emotional, he told reporters. But there are things bigger than football. Jota reminded us of that. The new manager's philosophy is one of humanity and unity, two principles Liverpool have always held dear. If this summer's tragedy has reaffirmed anything, it's that those values still run deep. From grief to purpose, football clubs are more than teams. They are communities. And communities feel lost deeply. Diogo Jota's locker remains untouched. His shirt hangs in the AXA dressing room. His picture remains on the walls, but his presence isn't gone. It lingers in memories, in hearts, in purpose. Slot's Liverpool will not be built in Jota's image, but it will carry his spirit. When they take to the pitch at Deepdale, it won't just be the start of pre-season, it will be a tribute, a gesture of resilience, a sign that even in the face of the cruelest loss, football like life continues and Liverpool, united in heartbreak, will walk on.